Greetings, all you big bad bosses out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with another fairy tale 100 Years Quest review. This time it's chapter 19, titled From the Abyss. Would you say it's made in Abyss as well? Terrible joke, terrible, absolutely terrible. But we have a cover page that is pedophilerific with freaking Mest, or whatever he calls himself, checking out Wendy and Charla in bathing suits, basically. Which, Mishima, you gotta stop this stuff. You gotta stop this stuff, man. It's creepy. It's weird. Stop it. But this chapter is all about the showdown with the water god dragon as he unleashes his final attack because he's received enough damage to his HP that he's going into his final attack pattern, where he has raised the surrounding oceans into the sky and starts to bring them down kind of in just these condensed water pillars, just raining destruction upon the very city that he used to try to protect. And these blows are just devastating. It's enough impact to literally just take out a small 2-story building, basically. And he's just raining them down indiscriminately all over the place. And Natsu tries his best to go in and stop him because it's just like, yo, dude, this is the place that you were trying to protect, that you had a lot of love and appreciation for. And Natsu can't stand to see him just destroy something that he commented that he cared so much for. Unfortunately, the water god dragon uses the water in the sky as a kind of defensive wall as well, basically submerging Natsu in order to keep him from attacking. But Natsu does manage to get in close by swimming through the sky sea, basically, and he comes in with Flame Dragon King's Roar, just blasting a massive blast at the water god dragon. But in comes the water god dragon with his own blast, which completely envelops Natsu. And if you can't tell by the tone of my voice, I love this because they are completely outmatched. I've been saying it for the past few chapters, but having Natsu and the gang being able to take on a dragon like this, who is so just put hand in hand with Agnologia, you know, if they weren't struggling with this, I would not be buying it. Because if they weren't up to snuff with at least Agnologia, there's no way they would have survived up until now. I mean, think about it. You had the comments made. It's just like, well, why did Agnologia never just go up on these dragons and destroy them? Because, you know, he was going around killing every dragon he could possibly find. But if you have dragons that can go toe-to-toe with Agnologia, he would avoid that like the plague, at least until the final endgame, at least until he had some way of taking down the Holy Pentadrakes without suffering major damage. So Natsu is blasted up into the sky current yet again. He gets the water god dragon gets ready to start sending down pillars of compressed water, continuing his devastation. Gray takes this opportunity to freeze the pillar and create a path for Urza and Lucy to climb up so they can get in close for massive damage. However, the water god dragon sees this, and as if to just flex right on Gray, simply turns Gray's ice back into water, causing Urza and Lucy to fall back to the ground, which just completely takes Gray off guard, because it's just like, wait, he did what now? So that's hilarious in and of itself, at least for me. But Natsu uses this opportunity to land directly on the water god dragon's head by swimming back through the, sky current. So, Natsu, he's got this resolve in his eyes where he's just like, yeah, I don't want to do this, but it is the absolute no other way. And he comes in with his Dragon Slayer's secret technique, Crimson Lotus Exploding Flame Ring, just unleashing a flurry of explosive blasts and fire just all over the water god dragon. Like, it looks like a finishing move. Like, Natsu, even like after it's done, he just has his head down because he's just like, that's it, he's dead. That's had to kill him, But then, of all things, from what I can tell at least, it almost looks like the water god dragon turned himself in to water in order to lessen the damage of flames. So he's basically using a type advantage in order to get around Natsu's finishing move, and even just kind of extinguishes the very flames on Natsu's hands. So Natsu's hands look like they're just steaming from the flames being put out. So, even throughout all of this, the water god dragon is just completely, outclassing Natsu's group here. They are just completely incapable of really taking this guy down. And then the water god dragon just summons this kind of whirlpool up in the sky. And, I guess he's recognizing that Natsu is a credible threat with that last attack. So we've gone into third phase of the water god dragon boss battle. And, he starts, having Natsu lifted up into the whirlpool, and everyone's like, oh my god, no, what's happening, Natsu, you gotta get out of there. And, Gray is just desperately trying to freeze it, and it's just like, dude, yeah, no. If the water god dragon was able to just completely dismiss your ice abilities, yeah, nah, you got nothing, Gray. You've got absolutely nothing at this point. And it's looking like basically Natsu's gonna be sucked in and essentially drowned. Like, that's it. There's nothing else they can do at this point. And I love it, honestly, because it's just like, yeah, you got nothing, guys. You've got absolutely nothing in this fight. And then, as if it were the hand of God, like straight up Mishima just put his own hand right up into the story, Natsu is pulled out of the whirlpool, just kind of raised like the Lady of the Lake bringing out Excalibur from the sea, just whoosh, right out of the center of the whirlpool, which takes everyone off guard, including the water god dragon. And this being, this shadowy being from the whirlpool is just like, yeah, this is mine. I am not handing you this guy over to you, water god dragon. So it's just like, what the fuck is that? And it's, it's obviously another dragon, so it's definitely got to be another one of the holy pentadrakes. But, it makes you wonder if this is also a flame holy pentadrake who has taken notice of Natsu, and this guy is going to help Natsu get a power boost in order to be able to, actually fight the water god dragon. Because it's become very apparent that the holy pentadrakes might have had time to kind of repent for their evil ways, so we might see something interesting from this, because otherwise, if it's not a way of powering Natsu up in order to be able to defeat the water god dragon, then it would make no sense for this guy to have saved Natsu the way he did, all dramatic like and all that good stuff. So, definite power up coming in soon. But I did love just it's so mean to say, but I loved seeing everyone just completely be outclassed at every turn by the water god dragon. It really just showed the amount of power and ability that a creature like this actually has. It seems like, power beyond power. Even in terms of normal dragons, they seemed very powerful, like the kind of devastation you would expect from Acnologia, or just honestly any of the dragons. Like, this series has always portrayed dragons as really stupid powerful in the world of fairy tale, and I'm glad they just continue that trend and haven't like downsized the character at all. Not like Irene, at least. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about this boss battle, as I continue to call it, because that's what it feels like, a friggin' boss battle? And tell me your favorite part. Did you enjoy the actual fight with the water god dragon? Or were you more intrigued by the finale with the intervention of what seems to be another holy pentadrake? And what do you think will happen in the next chapter? But until then, feel free to leave this video a like if you liked what I had to say here, or a dislike if you didn't, and tell me what I might have done wrong in the comment section below so that I might better myself for future videos. And hey, how about subscribing, because I'll definitely be bringing you more chapter reviews of Fairy Tail, The 100 Years Quest. And until then, I will see all you XP seekers in the next video. Until then, farewell.